Hey YouTube. So it's Sunday morning, October 21st. This little bunny rabbit here is hungry this morning. And we had a pretty decent little snowfall. The trees are hanging. This is the time of year where when you get snow and ice that hangs on the trees really hard. Now there's no ice out there yet. It looks like it's just snow where the power goes out. So we're lucky we still have power, so apparently it's not that heavy. It's only 30 degrees out though. This guy's deciding he's hungry as well. Looks like it's a little windy out there today.
Just picked up.
As you can see, there's a little bit of snow left on some stuff. The very thing I have to work with. So I got my chainsaw. I'm going to cut all this stuff up into firewood. Cut that up into firewood. And then this area will be cleaned up here good. Because I'm really worried about the snow. I don't know if it's going to snow or not snow. This temperatures are a little weird because it was down at 26 today. Jumped back up. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. So just going to cut this stuff up so I'm cleaned up. Okay guys, so it's about 20 minutes later or whatever, half an hour later. Got a pile of firewood there to go, and I cut up those big slabs. It's a shame that they were ruined and that tree had, I don't know what happened to it, but whatever it was a shame anyway. So once I get these piles out of here and I move the crane, I can't move the crane until I get the backhoe back together, then I'll be in pretty good shape. I'm going to move that siding today now too as well. Get it inside the kiln so I don't have to worry about it, because it's just not going to dry in this kind of weather. It's been crazy. Rain, snow, sleet, hail yesterday. It was nuts. Some sun and blue sky today, Sunday. We've got about 70 degrees in the greenhouse. The humidity is a little higher, around 65%. I like seeing it lower than that, but the dehumidifier is working and stuff. It was around 26 last night. That dehumidifier shuts off when it gets below freezing by itself. So, sounds like a good idea. So everything's working, like I say. But almost done. I can't wait for the parts for the machine. Hey guys, so I figured I'd just show you some leaves here in case you're, gonna go out leaf picking a little bit with the kids or whatever. This is white oak. What's you gotta notice is the round tips on it. Look sort of like fingers. Round, not points. Now here where something, that lower one there, where there's a little hole in it, right here, sometimes they tend to look like they have sharp edges on them if the bugs ate them. But it's the roundness of the little fingers that stick out there that make it a white oak. Now this is a real interesting one. I'm not showing you for color because the leaves are brown that are falling off the trees. But this one here is a white oak as well. At least it's in the white oak family. This is known as a chestnut oak. It's like a subspecies of a white oak, but it's still considered white oak. But it's chestnut oak. See how they're rounded? What looks like a point right there, that's not really, that's something bit that or it cut it when it fell off the tree. But what you look for is a whole series of round tips on there. Round now, okay? That's white oak as well. But it's called chestnut oak. Now this one here, this is red oak. You see it there. This red oak comes to points on the end. The veins that you see running up through come right out to the tips, and they actually come right out the tips. You can see the little feather there, or hair sticking out there. Red oak. Now pin oak looks very similar to this, except for the gullies that are cut in here are real deep, and the leaf looks kind of skinny looking. Pin oak. But this is red oak here. So then looking at the three of them, this is white oak. This is chestnut oak. So these two belong in the same family. One of the ways you can tell white oak is that white oak always gives acorns every year. But the red oak, this is a red oak leaf, the red oaks only give acorns every 2 years. So that's one of the ways to determine the type of oak it is. But and then the pin oak, and I have a leaf here that I actually tore because I couldn't find a pin oak, but I'll just give you an example of this. A pin oak, now that's not a perfect example, but a pin oak has a real deep gullet as opposed to these, that aren't that deep on here. They're very deep gullets in them, and they come, this is very thin in here, and that's what would be a pin oak. But so pin oak, and like I say, I tore that like that, so to give you an idea. It's not perfect, but then red oak comes to the points. Okay, where you see points in there, it's important that you recognize the points make it red oak. The white oak has the rounded tips on them. Okay, round. So this is chestnut oak, white oak. So white oak, round, looks like fingertips sort of. Chestnut oak, multiple rounds. And to help you identify, this is just with the leaves, the fall leaves. The acorns are another way. Like I said, the red oak gives acorns every 2 years, the white oak gives acorns every year. So the points on the red oak, the pin oak also has points on it. So I just thought I'd show you a little bit of what I have here. And I walk around just picking up leaves off the ground rather than looking up at the trees. Just to see, not that the leaves always fall where the tree is, but at least it gives you a chance to see that there's one in the area somewhere, and then I try to find the tree. Sometimes when a white oak tree will grow very tall. So when they're real tall and you look up at them, you notice how like this finger here seems to come to a point because of the way I'm holding it. That's one of the problems with identifying white oak. Like even if you use binoculars sometimes, because the leaves are sweeping up towards the sun, when you look at them at a certain angle, they seem to have a point to them. So it's really hard sometimes to tell the difference between the white oak leaf and the red oak leaf when it's not, when you don't have it in your hand. Because see, as you turn it, it tends to look like it's pointy. So that's not, red oak, that's white